Now, breathing is terribly important, and most people who have any knowledge of serious things about your body will tell you breathing is probably, next to your heart beating, the most important thing to do. Well, they are connected, obviously, but not in a way that you would think necessarily. However, Martin, my next guest, is going to tell us all about what he does, because he's taken breathing and kind of refined it into a bit of an art form, and it's helped him a lot, and he tells people how to feel wonderful by doing it. Welcome, Martin.
Hi, Stuart. Hi there.
Yes, well, tell me more about your breathing, because I have been doing some of it over the months and found it to be very helpful for my stroke condition. So tell us a bit more, because we've only seen some basic stuff from you. So, and just tell us about how it helped you.
Well, the major way it helped me right from the very beginning was that I was dying of Lyme disease. I'd had Lyme disease for about 7 years. And I'd gone from being a full-time Tai Chi teacher, craniosacral therapist, healer, to being bedridden. And I didn't even know that I had Lyme disease, but I had apparently had it for about 7 years. And I was just lying in bed one day, and I just knew inside that I couldn't beat this disease. There was something about it that I just could not see. It just had me. And I was just breathing, and I thought, I'm just going to let this disease take me, and to try and find out what it is. I don't want to die, but I'm going to let it take me. And in that experience with the breath, it felt like going through the folds of death. It would go from tiredness to this experience of death, until there was this experience of going to the other side. I went through the layers of death, and there was this bright light, and there were these very deep beings. And then after a while I came back, and after that, for about 2 months, I went on a very strong, what I would call Kundalini kind of rising, where the energy travels up the spine and through the brain, and it's a spiritual event, really.
Yeah.
And then as I was coming down from that, about 2 months later, I was just sitting, meditating and breathing, and holographic breathing just started. It wasn't something I invented. It wasn't something I made up. It just kicked into action. I was just breathing with the nasal passageways and the nasal sinuses, just to experience that in my face. And very suddenly there was this bright flash of light. All of this energy traveled down into my jaw and mouth. And as that happened, the tongue came up onto the roof of the mouth. Yeah. The lips came closed, and they stayed like that. And on the in-breath, the jaw was gently opening, and the jaw was gently opening. This is what closing. So it's opening on the in-breath and closing on the out-breath, but the lips were still closed. And it wasn't something I was doing, per se. It was a memory deep in my cells, and it's this gentle, very subtle motion of the jaw just happened, this wave like motion with the breath started spreading through my whole body, through my face, through my head, through my brain, my spine, my whole body. It's like every cell started breathing with this gentle motion of the jaw, and this energy came with it, and it was deeply, deeply relaxing. Just felt so nice and so natural. I was thinking, wow, what is this? What has just happened? And for me, it was as if it had come, that I knew it from before, because it just became my normal breathing, and I'd wake up in my sleep, and I was breathing in that way, and there were these spirit guides teaching me the inner workings of it, how it worked through the body, how it activated different energies, how it moved the bones of the cranium, how it worked with the brain. And it was at this same time that this was all going on that I discovered that I did have Lyme disease. I had that diagnosis. They said, "You've got Lyme disease. That's why you think you're dying." And Lyme disease attacks the brain, and it attacks the neural tissue, and it gets misdiagnosed as MS or Parkinson's disease or Alzheimer's disease because the brain tissue dies off, the glial cells die, and the holographic breathing was interfacing a lot through the brain and a lot through the central nervous system. And I started using that to bring my awareness and health back into the brain, back into the nervous system and the whole body. And I started getting better from the Lyme disease, which is a long journey. It's not an easy journey because it's not easy to heal the brain.
Lyme disease is particular, as you say, in the tissue dying. It's actually no longer working, is it?
Yeah, I think, I mean, there's not a lot of information about Lyme disease, but my experience is that it does kill a lot of glial cells, which are the brain cells, and in particular, I think it's the myelinating glial cells, which make the myelin sheath around the nerves and the nerves in the brain. I think it affects these quite strongly. But within medicine, it's said these can't really reproduce, but they are. You know, you can regrow this, and that is what I've done. I don't test positive for Lyme disease anymore. The disease seems to have left me over the years. I mean, it's been a journey. And all the functioning of my brain, I was continually shaking before. I had no immune system. I was just going from cold to flu to bronchitis to pneumonia and back to bronchitis. If that carried on, I would have died. So it did give me like this straw, kind of God or creation gave me this straw, and I slowly pulled myself out of this swamp with it. And I stopped teaching Tai Chi, and I stopped doing cranial sacral therapy, and I just started teaching holographic breathing. And when I put my hands on people to do healing, it was no longer really feeling into it in the same way as when I was doing cranial sacral therapy. There was a channel that came with this breath that, and well, like lots of channels, it was like a whole arena that connected through my higher self. And the people I was working with, it allowed them to connect through their higher self. So it just brought about this whole new area that I started working with. And it was like I did die, but I didn't actually go back. It's like one life finished, and a whole new life began for me.
That's rather nice. It's almost like a rebirthing of sorts, but without the pain of being born.
Yeah, and the pain of dying, or physically
there is that,
dying.
yes, there is that. Yeah, I was trying not to emphasise too much on the dying bit, having been there myself in a coma for 4.5 months. So yeah, I know it's not a very enjoyable experience when it happens.
Yeah. So that I mean, there were many other things that were going on, but it was primarily coming out of this illness, and I couldn't understand. At first, I thought somebody else must be doing this because it is so simple. The actual, once you get it, it's like riding a bike. When I teach it, or as I am going to do soon, hopefully on your show, that, you know, I teach it as an exercise. First of all, we find that we can breathe, move the jaw with the lips closed and breathe. Then we get the position of the tongue right. Then we start getting the motion of the jaw and everything working right. But it's like an exercise to start off with. And then at a certain point, something takes over. It's like an activation, and suddenly there's a memory, and everything relaxes. The jaw relaxes, the tongue, the lips, the whole face, the spine, and it just as if that's how we're meant to breathe, and there's a memory within us that just comes away. And then after that point, once you've got to that point in the meditation, then it's like riding a bike. You'll never, or hopefully never, forget how to do that, because it's as if you know it from within. So for everyone listening to me teaching it in a bit, it's good to stay right through to the end, so you get it all and it's all working, and then after that you will always have it. It'll take about 10 minutes of your time and just awareness to do it. But if you do that, you will have holographic breathing. You'll always be able to use it. You can use it for your own health, for healing, for meditation.
Okay. Well, Martin, you've now talked about telling us about how to do it. Why don't you start that process so we can get a little basic understanding of what's involved?
I would love to do that, Stuart. So I will start on that. Before we start, I do have this as free video recordings on my website. So if you don't feel you've quite got it, or you want to go into it more deeply, just go to my website. There's free recordings of it. There's free recordings of more advanced seminars. And in November, at some point, I will be running a free webinar, so everybody is welcome to come to that.
Okay, well, let's get that's a lovely thing to look forward to. Let's get you into telling us what we need to do and how we need to follow you.
All right, so that's great. So you need to stop whatever you're doing and just to sit and relax, and just prepare yourself just to take 10 minutes out of your day to be with me and to learn this. And we're going to do a little exercise first, just to let you connect to your earth in yourself and your higher self. So this isn't holographic breathing per se, but it is just a starter, so you feel resourced. So you're taking a bit of time out and closing your eyes.
Yeah.
Let your eyes close.
Yeah.
And just sitting. It's good to sit to start off with, and gently breathing in your own way. And sending a smile to the earth, sending some energy to the earth, and allow the earth to say hello back. Allow yourself to receive from the earth. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your aura. So it's a bit like you're talking to the earth, and the earth is talking back. And then send a smile, send some energy to the higher self. And allow the higher self to say hello back. Allow yourself to receive from the higher self.
Yep.
And notice what that feels like through your body and through your aura. So this is and allowing both the earth and the higher self to be there with you as a resource, and your own connection to yourself and your resources and a healing energy, and allow that to be with you through the whole session. And now we're going to go on to learning the holographic breathing. So it's good to be sitting because it's easy to fall asleep. The eyes are closed, you're relaxed. The lips are closed, gently and relaxed together closed, and you're breathing through your nose. And we're just going to do a little exercise so you can feel it's easy to keep your lips closed and move the jaw so the lips stay relaxed and closed. And it's just opening and closing the jaw, just a small amount, about half a finger width, 2 or 3 millimeters, quarter of an inch, opening the jaw and closing the jaw with the lips closed. And it's a bit like chewing. We chew with our lips closed, up and down. And now we're going to add the breath to that. So as the jaw drops, you breathe in. As the jaw rises, you breathe out. So slow motion of the jaw with the lips closed. Notice that that's fairly easy to do. And it's a bit like a pump. As the jaw closes, the breath comes out through the nose. As the jaw opens, the breath comes in through the nose. Small, relaxed motion of the jaw.
Yeah.
And now we're going to get the tongue in the correct place. The tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth, and it's the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And it can be the whole roof of the mouth, it can be a small amount of the roof of the mouth, it can just be the front, whatever is the most comfortable. So the tip of the tongue resting against the front upper teeth, or just before the upper surface of the tongue, gently covering the roof of the mouth or part of the roof of the mouth, or whatever feels most comfortable. After a period of time, it just becomes the whole tongue as it relaxes over time. So that is where the tongue is, gently breathing through your nose with the tongue relaxed on the roof of the mouth and the lips closed. So just becoming used to that, so the tongue stays in that position all of the time. And now that stays there, the breath is through the nose, the lips are closed, and now with the lips still closed, opening and closing the jaw. As you open the jaw, the breath comes in through the nose. As you close the jaw, the breath goes out through the nose. And you may start feeling yourself drifting into a bit more of a relaxed place. The lips stay closed. The tongue stays on the roof of the mouth. The jaw opens and you breathe in. The jaw closes and you breathe out. Gentle, soft, relaxed motion of the jaw. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the back of the head. And now we're going to change the whole emphasis on that. Rather than a feeling of breathing in as you open the jaw, you breathe in, and as you close the jaw, you breathe out. We're going to change the emphasis. So it's now more around the breath. As you breathe in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. As you breathe out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Small, relaxed motion of the jaw. The lips are relaxed and closed all of the time. The tongue is relaxed on the roof of the mouth all of the time. Breathing in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. And you'll be going more and more into a nice state of meditation or relaxation. Relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing the back of the head, breathing in, jaw relaxes open, breathing out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. As the jaw closes, the teeth are coming together, but there is no pressure here. They just relax gently together and float together, or they don't quite touch at all. And then breathing in, the jaw is opening, the teeth are separating. Breathing out, the teeth are coming back together. They almost touch, or they just touch. There's no pressure. The jaw stays free. The lips are closed all of the time. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth all of the time, and the breath is through the nose.
Yeah.
Relax the back of the neck. Relax the back of the head. Relax the whole body. And now we're going to start taking this through the whole body. So stay with me. Breathing in, jaw is gently opening, the chest is gently opening. Breathing out, the jaw is gently closing, the chest is gently closing. They're uniting together. So it starts from the jaw and feeds through the body, but then also feeds from the body back to the jaw. So you breathe in, the chest is opening, the jaw opens with it. Breathing out, the chest is closing, the jaw closes with it. Notice it feels like you've always known this, that it is natural, that is, this is how we can breathe. And there's a depth to it, and there's an energy to it, and there's a relaxation to it. The abdomen expands and opens, the jaw opens. As the abdomen closes, the jaw closes. The jaw is just gently moving with the breath through the body.
Yeah.
The lips stay relaxed and closed all of the time. The tongue stays relaxed on the roof of the mouth. Notice how, in a very subtle way, there's a motion of the breath through your whole face. Very subtle way, there's a motion of the breath through the face, through your cranium, and through your brain. It's as if the whole face and head and brain and neck and throat has started to breathe along with the rest of your body. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the back of the head. Relax your arms and legs. You may even be able to feel it right down into your pelvis. The sides of the pelvis opening up on the in-breath with the jaw. The sides of the pelvis closing back towards each other on the out-breath with the jaw. And the arms and legs, it's as if every cell in your body has started to breathe.